Sorry, Karthik. There's somebody at the door. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So, I will tell you what is market. Okay. But I want to know what you think market is. In general, think from a product management perspective. Think about the products you'll make. Think about who will be using your products. That way, can you tell me what is a market?
Uh, for me, market is like the superset of users for my product.
Not bad. That's a good way of putting it. So you're thinking from a product aspect, right? You're going from a product and trying to decide a market. Okay. Usually you start from a market and you try to decide a product. That is how you will go. Okay. So a market in product management terms is nothing. Market is always nothing but a group of, it's just people. Market is actually the people. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is the customers, at the end of the day, target customers, whom we would be able to, whose needs we would be able to address. Okay. So throughout this product management journey, right, you're going to learn that it is nothing about feature or like all this. Okay. Product management is more about the customer. Okay. So market is nothing but a segmentation. Okay. Refers to our target customers. Okay. And our product will be designated to serve it. Okay. So in general, if there is a set of customers whose needs we would be able to address, that is our market. Correct? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is what I would have mentioned again. Market is a group of people who might, or who will need your product, not necessarily your current customers. They could be your future customers also, or somebody who might not even need your product, but you think they might need it later on. Okay, that is where the concept comes, where users are customers, evaluators, potentials. Okay, I'll teach about those as we go into detail. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Moving on to the next one. So now I've told you what a market is. Yeah, market is nothing but a target customers who you will be serving your product. Okay, or who might have needs which you have a product with which you can address those needs. Okay, now what are all the factors that define a market, or like what are all the factors that make a market for your product? Okay, and what is a market used for? Okay, this is what we are going to talk about in the next slide. Okay, so first one is market is shaped by, or the market is decided by the target audience. Okay, so
Yeah.
who are the customers? What are their demographics? What are their preferences? What are their behaviors? Okay, all this defines your market. Okay, so when I'm teaching, you have any doubts, you stop me and you can ask. Okay,
Sure.
second, your competitors. First deciding factor which shapes a market is who are the consumers in it. Correct? So consumers, you should not think like consumers are all your consumers. Okay. Say you are Swiggy. Correct? Who are the target audience? Those who want to buy food online and
Yeah.
get delivered to their home. Correct? And
Mm-hmm.
those who have restaurants who want to do online selling. Okay. So these are all the consumers. But say there is Karthik. Okay. Karthik wants to buy food online. Okay. So Karthik is a target audience, Karthik is a consumer, but Karthik might not necessarily buy from Swiggy. Karthik can buy from Zomato also. Karthik can buy from Uber Eat also. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So basically, you are somebody who has a need for my product, but you might not exactly be using my product. You might be using my competitor's product also. Okay. You might be
Yeah.
using another competitor's product also. Okay. You might have a need and you might not even use it. Okay. Yeah. So,
Okay.
what is the second thing then in that case which shapes a factor? Who the competitors? Who else is serving the customers? And what are their strengths and weakness? Okay. I'll tell you why it is all necessary as we talk about it. Okay. So if you understand your competitor, say you are Swiggy, if you understand Zomato and what is Zomato's strength, what is Zomato's weakness, you will be able to understand where you have to improve. Okay.
Okay.
You have a product, you have an application called Swiggy, right?
Yeah.
The competitor is Zomato. Zomato is also doing the same thing. Zomato is also serving food to people. Okay. If you
Yeah.
understand your competitors only, you will be able to make your product better. Okay. If there are two products, how will people choose a product? Okay.
Yep.
All the features are similar and everything is the one same and same. How will you choose? Kartik, between I gave you an assignment to choose Swiggy or Zomato. How did you choose Swiggy?
Yeah.
So
I
customer,
made a random choice.
right? But we cannot go on assumption that okay, I give him all these requirements, he will choose me. You cannot go on that assumption. Correct? Hmm? So what will make your product different from the competitor's product is a very key important factor. Okay. Say there are two pens. Okay. They both have the same refill length. They both have the same price. Okay. They both are used for writing. They both are good. Okay. How will you decide? You will decide on something which is important to you. It could be what writes smoother, what does not get stuck, what is the reliability. Okay. So all those features are required are all that in the product which are similar between you and your competitor is called points of parity. Points of
Point.
parity is uh, everything that is similar between you and your competitor. Okay. But what will make customers choose your product is the point of difference. Okay. The similarities won't make them choose you. What is the difference, key differentiating factor? They also call it the USP. Okay. So what is that USP which makes your product better than your competitor? What is the key benefit a customer will get from you that they might not get from the competitor? Okay.
Mm.
That is what will make your product a better product. Correct. So for that, you have to understand your competitors. So your competitors also serve the same consumers you serve. Okay. So that is also an essential factor that determines your market. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Third is the features, which I was just talking about. What makes your product unique or valuable to this group? Okay. Every mark, so which is this? Any group or any set of customers will choose your product only based on what unique
Okay.
differentiator it has. What is the value I get from that product, which I'm not getting from another product? Okay. And fourth is the pricing strategy. Okay. How
Mhm.
say you're selling a pen. Okay. Sometimes say take this pen. Okay. And this pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. These two pens are there. Correct. Both are similar. Okay. And they will be priced at a similar category. Correct. But if you take a fountain pen or if you take like Parker pen, it'll be 180 bucks. This will be just 10 bucks. Okay. So pricing strategy also. How is your product price? It does not necessarily means based on the competitor, uh, based on the uh, audience you are serving. Okay. It could be based on multiple factors. Talking about pricing strategy, right? Pricing strategy also is an important thing that defines your market, shapes your market. Okay. Because if you're selling a ballpoint pen, you might be selling it to like college students or like anybody who wants it affordable. Okay. But when you're selling a pen, Parker pen, or like pens that are even more costlier, that is for somebody who wants it to be a representation of them, a signature, right? Yeah. So who you will be targeting this ballpoint pen will be different from you will be targeting for your Parker pen. Same way, how much? So that is on the basis. So that is your market. So on the basis of market, you will define your pricing strategy. So pricing strategy will define who your market is. Based on your market, you will manage your pricing strategy also. Okay. So all these are interconnected. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is defining a market? What are the advantages the product managers get by defining the market? Okay. So that helps in a lot of factors. By knowing the market only, you can decide what is the real need that requires a development on. Okay. Yeah. And you can allocate your resources efficiently for that particular need based on the market. Yeah. And it will only help you to differentiate from your competitors and it
Yeah.
will enhance your customer satisfaction.
Focus.
So next we will talking about market and market segment. Okay. I will explain you what is market segment, okay, and
Okay.
what is users in that market segment. And then we will be doing an exercise. We will take a product and we will define what is the market for that product. We will brainstorm what is the market for that product, okay, what is the market segment for that product, and who are all the users for that product. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. After we define who the users are, you get a complete understanding of users. We will decide they will be your target customer, right? So based on that and based on the need, you will create something called as a user persona. Okay. After that only you will be creating product positioning. Okay. So today we will see up to product user persona. Okay.
Okay. What is user persona?
I will. That is what I'm going to teach in this class.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So market consider it as a broader segment. Okay. Yeah. So it is a broader group. It might, and then inside the market there is market segment, and within each market segment there is customers also. Okay. So for me to define a market, I'm going to define market, and by defining market, I will define what is market segment for you, and by defining market segment, I will define what is users for you. Okay.
Okay.
So market is the broader group. Okay. The end-to-end consumers, organizations, customers, users, everything. It's the people who all share a common problem or who have a common need. Okay.
Okay.
That your
Okay.
product can solve. Got it? This is what
Yes.
we discussed so far. What is market segment? So there are like n number of people. It's a broader group who require your product. They have a need which your product can solve. Okay.
Ma-
Hmm? Let us take Uber, Ola as an example.
Okay.
Uber, Ola, Rapido. Everything as an example. Okay. Do you have Rapido in Jaipur?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. So, market is everybody who wants to go from one place to another and who needs a ride which is not a public transport or their own vehicle is the entire market. Correct?
Yeah.
Or even broader, entire market is even, I mean, actually speaking, entire market is everybody who wants to go from place A to place B is your entire market. It
Yeah.
could people who are using your application to go, people who are having their own vehicle might use your application when needed alone, okay, or people who usually use bus but for an emergency are using your application, okay. And in that there could be people who are using your application or people are using the say your Uber, people who are using Uber or people who are using Ola and then people who are using Rapido. All these combined together is the market. Now, market segment is nothing but a subset. Okay. So out of this market segment, so out of this market, how do you define what is your market segment? Okay. Market segment is nothing but your customers again, the group of customers who have the same need, right? But you have to group them. Okay. You will
Okay.
group them as the ones which have the same characters, same behaviors, or the same problems, and they have respond similarly for the product or the solution. Okay,
Okay.
like let's take consumers who book from our app, right? Okay, so there will be people who will be always using auto only. There'll be people who will always be using cab only. Okay, there'll be people who will be always using only a sedan cab or like SUV cab. Okay, so that could be used to group your customers. Correct? People who use auto, people who use cab, people who use sedan cab. Right? That could be used to group your customers. You can segment it or like you can group it into that. Okay, or you can group it into something else also. People who always go shorter distance only. People who always use your application to go only less than 4 kilometers. Or people who use your application to go 10 to 20 kilometers, above 4 kilometers. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And third, people who you can use your application to go intercity. Correct. So this is a market segment, this is a market segment, and this is a market segment. Okay. So a market segment can be a group, nothing but a grouping. You can group it based on n number of factors. Okay.
Yes.
You can group it based on the vehicle they use. You can group it based on the kilometers they travel. Okay. So that is what I said. Based on their similar characteristics, based on their purpose of using your application, based on how they respond to your product or solution, based on their behaviors, based on their problems. And then you can also group as people who use for pickup and drop alone, or people who use rentals where you go for 2, 3 hours and everything. Correct. So
Hmm.
this grouping of your customers is from a subset of a market is market segment. Okay, there is actually a process to determine your market segment. Okay, what you usually that we actually follow when we do, but that is much more higher level. What we do is We will first list down the customers, our customers, okay, and everybody who has our need, our product need, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
we will see what are their similar characters. What are the customers? That is the market we will be serving. Okay. It could be a geographic market, it could be like a people, it could be organizational, anything. That is the market. Okay. And market segment will be listing those customers. You group which of them have similar problems or similar characters. Okay. That is market segment. Okay.
Okay.
And then why you need all this market segment is if you know market segment only, you can dive into new market segment while creating a product. Okay. Now you know that your market segment is only people using auto and cab and sedan cabs. Okay. Then your Uber or Ola. Okay. But then you see that, but the entire market is say 1,000 people. There are only 100 people who use auto cab. Remaining 900 people, what are they using? Are they using self driven? Are they using government vehicles? Or are they using some other mode of transport? Like rental bikes, right? Bike taxi, right? So you will, if you know your market, if you know your market segment only, you can define a new market segment. Okay. Same way, there is something called as adjacent market. So you're already serving the purpose of helping, giving people ride, right?
Okay.
So if you are able to give people ride through bike also, then you're that is an adjacent market. Right now, you're doing not doing it. So you have the capacity of solving a problem. Okay. With that, you are able to solve a problem of an adjacent market also, a different market segment also. That is called adjacent market. All these you have to know to go tell your leadership, hey, we are doing this right now. Maybe we have to extend our product to bikes also, or
Mm-hmm.
we have to extend our product to intercity also. Okay, maybe we have to extend our product to rentals also. When Uber and Ola came, they didn't have rentals. Okay, so all these decisions are in a way identifying what you have to solve, how you want to make a product better. All that can be decided only from your market and market segment. Understood? Any
Yes.
questions so far?
No.
Okay. So next we will be talking about users. Okay. This is something I already told you. Okay. Okay. What is the market segment? Okay. Market segment you decided like all those people who are using
Future.
ride application to go from more than 5 kilometers. Okay, you decided that market segment you're focusing. In that market segment, what are the kind of users you will see? One is who are using, who have the need and who are already using, who are consumers. Okay, I'm selling a product, somebody is already buying. That is one type of user. They can buy it from me, they can buy it from my competitor. Okay, those are called customers. Okay, actively using and paying for the product today. Correct.
Yeah, right.
Second is evaluators. Okay, evaluators are the ones who are assessing your product. Okay, trialing your product, exploring your product, but not committing. Okay. Before I go to evaluators, talking about customers, right? Customers is not specifically your product customers alone. Could be the competitors' customers also. Anybody who has a need and who is already using one or the other application for that particular need is a customer. Okay. It could be
Mm.
your customer or competitor customer. So customer is again split into your customer and competitor's customer. Okay. And your strategy should be while we will talk about focusing on what we do for each of these user types. For example, for customer user type, we will be focusing on how to pull our competitors' customer and make them as our customers. Okay, and how to keep our customers engaged with ourselves, how to hold your customers,
Yeah,
that
right.
retention, how to
Retention.
retention of your customers. Yeah.
Yes.
Second one is evaluators, who are actually usually using bus or some train or public transport, but they also sometimes use your application. Okay, and are still like evaluating whether I should completely start using the application, the Uber only, or should I still. So they are still like assessing already. They are making some trial attempts to use your product, but not completely committed. They travel every day, but they don't travel every day with your application only. Sometimes they take the
Hmm.
sometimes they take the train, and worst case they take the cab. So our approach in that case will be how to make those as regular customers. Okay, what we can do, all these we will be thinking. Third one is potentials. Okay, they are not using any product that us or our competitors, they do not have a need right now. They're not using the same product. Okay, but in future they might have that need. Okay, they are right now not traveling. They are not, even if they are traveling, they are not traveling using cabs or public transport. They travel by walk or anything. In future they might need a cab or a auto or anything. So our focus will be on how to convert them into our customers, or how to convert them into customers in general. Okay. So each market segment will have customers also, evaluators also, potentials also. And there will be multiple market segments within the market. And all these together is your market. Is this clear so
Okay.
far?
Yes.
This diagram you are able to understand?
Market.
It's a
Validated.
market. This is a market segment. This is a market segment. This is a market segment. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing. This is a market. Sorry, this is entirely a market. In that there is multiple market segments. The ones who travel only 5 kilometers, ones who travel 5 to 10 kilometers, ones who travel
Hmm.
in the city. And within that market segment, there is customers, evaluators, potentials, customers, evaluators, potentials, customers, evaluators, potentials.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now we are going to do a small assignment. It's not like an assignment. Okay. We are going
Hmm.
to brainstorm on something. Okay. Uh, I'm going to give you an application. Okay. Let's take a IT software related application only. Okay. And let's determine what do you call as the market for that. What are the different market segments you could identify from that? And who are the customers, evaluators, and potentials in that? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the product will be Zoom. We have Zoom application.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So in that Zoom application, I want you to determine, you know all the definitions, right? I want you to determine what is the broader market, who is the user, what is the market segment. Okay.
Okay.
That way you will understand which target customer you are targeting right now. Okay. For whom we should build a product, for whom we should build a feature or make an enhancement. Why? All that will get answered if you understand this. Okay, let us start.
So what I need to like
You just have to tell me
okay,
how
start
much
the application right away.
who are all the customers would be there. Okay. And so together, which all customers form your market, so that I understand you covered everybody as your market. Okay. I don't want to
So
give you examples now. If I don't want to give you clues, I want you to do it, and then we will discuss, and I'll tell you whether you captured everything. And in that, how you grouped them into multiple market segments is something I want to know. Okay. And within that group, which are your customers, which are evaluators, which are potentials, and how you determined that, I want to know. Okay. And then we will focus on take one customer, sample customer, and for that customer, we will create a user persona. And then I'll tell you what a user persona is used for. Okay.
okay, all right then.
All right. So you want to have this slide open, or like you want me to stop sharing?
No, no, like, shall I, like, should I start discussion right away? Right
No,
now?
no. Take 10 minutes to decide. If you start discussion right away, you will be just
Yeah,
telling what comes to your mind.
yes, exactly.
I want you to take 10 minutes. Okay. Get your thoughts anytime. This is a person to person, like man to man. I'm giving you one advice. Anytime, any situation, as a product manager, you are asked a question, or you are asked for a solution, or you are asked anything. Okay. Even if you know the answer right away in your fingertips, do not give the answer right away.
Okay,
Sit, think, understand, make sure you confirm with them that you understood their question. Okay. And then you give a suggestion, suggestion. Even then, you will not be giving solutions, you will always be making suggestions only. Okay.
okay, okay.
Let's start.
It is necessary that potential users are not using currently, but in future it has a scope. Like I have to select those users which are not using this app currently, and in future
That
they
again,
can.
Karthik? Could you say that again?
Yeah, I was saying in potential users, I should consider those users which are not using the product, and in future they can. Okay. Yeah, I have got some, like I'm done.
Yes. Let's discuss, Karthik.
Yeah. So, as an app, Zoom application, I took market in the most broader way I can think of, like online mass communication.
Good. Nice.
And then I have selected market segment in two categories: content creators and content consumers.
For Zoom,
Yes, like content creators also want to deliver in live sessions or something like that. I have thought of.
mhm, I'm not able to exactly wrap my head around it. Okay.
Maybe like word should be something else, but in a nutshell, like consumer like meetings, forums, or something like that. I meant.
Let's take a step back. Let's talk about market first. Okay.
Okay.
So, what did you say your market was?
Online mass communication.
Online communication, mass communication. Okay. So, Zoom, anybody who needs online communication is, it could be video call, it could be like session, everything. Okay. So, when you say online mass communication, did you first you have to determine what are all it is used for? What is all your definition of your online mass communication? I'm asking you.
Uh, as of now, we are using Zoom for like getting sessions like from teacher, instructor, mentors.
Take a pen and notebook. Let's brainstorm. Okay.
Yeah,
First, right. Sessions for whom?
like sessions for the
Think from a
students.
user perspective. So, at the end of the day, market is nothing but users. Sessions in general, by whom? For whom? Who?
For whom, like students, working professionals.
All this is not together. You have to. All this is individual, right? So, Zoom is used by students and teachers. Okay.
Yeah,
One. Second,
working professionals,
working professionals. Why do they use?
like for training purpose, and okay, same thing, student and teachers.
Write it down. Working professionals for trainings. Working professionals, do they use it for something else?
For stand-up calls.
So, organization level communication,
Yeah,
correct?
okay, okay.
So, that does not become working person, it becomes corporate. or it could be like org level. It could be B2B. Okay.
Okay.
So you know what is B2B and B2C, right?
Yes, yes.
So Zoom, when it is B2C, it is for end user, is an individual, right? Like a student or somebody who wants to like take a session individually as a freelancer, all those, they are B2C. If it is Zoom is, for example, in our laptops, in office laptops, we'll either have Teams or we'll have Zoom. Okay. Did you purchase that Zoom? No. Your organization would have purchased and they would have installed it, the version of it. So that is the organization is purchasing. So they are also users. So in that case, that is when we come to the concept of buyer and user. The buyer is organization. Say I work in CTS.
Yeah, right.
CTS is buying the product, but I am the user. But my market is both user and the buyer.
Yeah, right.
Because like when I explain the definitions of market and market segments, right, it will feel like you understood everything. Okay. But when you actually explore and try to understand what is that market you have, that is when you will actually take time to, you will actually understand. Okay, that is
Hmm.
what we are trying to do as part of the exercise. What else? Who else will be using Zoom?
Okay. So, other than student, teachers, corporate level, organization level, and like public events kind of thing.
So yes, marriages also like they are telecasting in Zoom now.
Yeah, open mics, kind of like poetry sessions and all those things.
Good. And so you're thinking who are all using Zoom, correct? Think from a broader perspective. Who are all using mass communication, online communication? Think that also. Because I want you to think about what are the other options of Zoom. Teams is there. Uh, Google has Hangouts as well.
Google Meet, yeah.
Google Meet, yeah. Google Meet is there. Before there used to be Skype. So now
Skype,
Skype is
yeah.
redefined into something else. Okay. What else is there?
Yeah, mainly these two, three players only.
Okay. So write down all that together. I want it to be for you to consider as a market. Okay, then you can do a market segmentation. Okay, like write down all that.
Okay, this is not market segmentation, student, teachers, corporate, organization.
Still trying to identify, figure out what is the market. Who are all we are serving.
Okay,
Market segment is you will list down the customers, and from that customers you will find common similarities, behaviors, and we will group them.
okay, all right. Market segment.
We'll identify markets only. You've now got a identification of complete clarity of market.
Yes.
Think from competitor perspective also.
And from competitor perspective, what should I
What
market
other
segment?
products are there like Zoom? Who are all using that? Because that will also become your market.
Okay, that comes under market
Market only.
section.
It does not come under market segments or my users or anything. We are just
Okay,
now trying to put the base ready. Everybody will be part of your market.
okay,
Everybody who has a need. Okay.
okay. So now,
Just a
Yeah, what we are doing?
Now I want you to identify market segments in that. You have listed down all your customers, right?
Yes.
I want you to think of grouping them, and I want you to group them based on similarities or similar problems that they have, which is addressed by the product they are using. Okay, you cannot just you group them based on their work or based on their thing. You have to use based on how their need is and their characters are, how their usage is, all these. Okay, come up with few ideas. We can create market segments on multiple aspects. You come up with few ideas. Let's decide something that we will use a market segment on. Okay.
Uh, okay, but market segments, like students have a different perspective, teachers have different, and corporate level, uh, B2B, B2C, these five categories
B2B,
only.
B2C could also be a segment.
Yes. So
Correct. We
these
can
five,
segment it based on whether it is B2B or B2C. Okay.
yes,
In
correct.
that case, also, in that case, what will happen is students who are using through the schools will come under your B2B segment. And professionals who are using Zoom through their office will come under B2B segment. At the same time, students who are using it personally, separately, hmm,
Yes.
or like any people who are using it separately will come under B2C. Same way, any people who are like using it for personal telecasts or all those, like giving a LinkedIn session or all those, or I even attend online yoga class. Okay, they'll give some link, I will join. Okay,
Yes.
I don't have a Zoom profile, I don't have a Zoom ID, but still I will join. So I'm
Yeah.
just a consumer, but I am not a user yet. Okay. So there are n number of things by which you can categorize a market segment or the users. Okay. So B2B, B2C is one way to categorize it. Okay. Actual users, while talking about this, you will be able to figure out when I didn't want to tell you this because I wanted you to figure out this. Okay. So that way you could see anybody who's using Zoom is a customer. Anybody who's just joining Zoom but does not have an ID could be an evaluator, right? Or could be just a potential.
Potential, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Evaluator will be somebody who actually has an ID but
Yeah.
joins
But
only the free.
somewhere else.
Customer might even be joins only for on a need basis. Customer might be somebody who actually has an account with Zoom, a paid account with Zoom. Correct. So this is about user. I want you to figure out this. Okay, that is in one market segment. Same way you have multiple market segments. It could be B2C, B, but in B2B, you will not have this. In B2B, most of your customers will be paying only. So what is evaluators in B2B?
Evaluators, just a second. Evaluator. Like in business, how can I name it? How can I name a business specifically that,
Business is an evaluator. You're right.
yeah,
The user is not an evaluator. Okay. The business itself is an evaluator. Okay.
yes,
Say it is a small startup. Okay. Initially, they start communicating through WhatsApp only. Very small startup. Let's say a flower boutique.
yeah,
Okay, they are only texting through WhatsApp. Then they want to make it an established organization, multiple locations, so they will need a mode of communication that is standard. Correct. Then they will start using Zoom. Correct.
yes,
So the business itself is an evaluator when it comes to B2B.
But in this case, it is not like depend on the tool, na? It is depend on the business, other
Yes.
factors.
No, it is still depending on the tool. Why they should choose Zoom? Why not choose Zoom? All that you will be able to evaluate. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's talk about. So now we'll talk about users, evaluators, and I mean customers, evaluators, and potentials. Who are all customers, evaluators, and potentials? Take one market segment. Okay. Take B2C market segment. Okay. Now tell me who are all the customers, evaluators. But I already gave you the answer. I want to know whether you are able to say that again. I'm not talking about B2B, B2C.
Okay. In B2C, customers are business because they want to deliver
No,
the
no.
information to.
B2B. You're talking about B2B. B2C, customers are somebody who have purchased individual only. Okay. They have purchased Zoom and they have a pro connection. More than 40 minutes also they can continue the session. You know, right? Zoom,
Okay.
if you have a free connection, you can do that session only for 40 minutes.
Okay. Okay. All right then. So, in B2C segment, customers will be professional mentors or instructors who want to like just create their profile and maintain their profile over single platform. Evaluators like newcomer instructors and something like that.
People are using it only for 40 minutes of talking.
Yes, just meetups and open mics and all those things. Those are evaluators. So based on this 40-minute condition, maybe some group of users choose another platform. Uh, so those are evaluators.
Potentials?
Uh, Actually, I see evaluators and potentials a bit similar.
No, no. Potentials are the ones who have a need, okay, but they're not using it or using anything already.
Okay, they like they have need, but they are not using anything today. Like do we have any users such like that? Because plenty of platforms are there. Everybody is evaluator now.
I mean, like, say there is somebody who wants to take all the sessions and all those, okay, but he's still not taken that step of taking it. Okay, yeah, and say somebody who is actually started a boutique, okay, but who doesn't even think that there should be common communication channel. He doesn't even have WhatsApp group or anything. Okay,
Yeah.
but they will have a need. Correct? They become potentials. They've not started using anything now. They don't even know that they need something, but
Yes.
have a need.
Okay. So the offline coaching, like coaching, actual coaching institutes and all those
Good,
things.
good one, good one.
Tuition classes, like local tuition teachers.
They have a need. Okay, they can
Yes.
do it online also. If they
Yes.
do it online, they can do it for 200 people at one stretch.
Yeah, correct.
But they are doing only for, that's a very good example, Karthik. They're doing only for 20 people because of the class constraint.
Yes.
Okay, very
So
good example.
yeah.
They'll be potentials.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so now we've decided, you have an understand about what is market, how to determine a
Mhm.
market,
Yes.
beside that what is a market segment, who are all the users, correct? Next we'll talk about user persona. Let's take 10 minutes break, okay,
Yeah, sure.
and we'll catch up at 3:15 again. Okay.
Okay. All right then.
Okay. I'll just keep this available. I'm not
Yeah.
closing the class, I'm just keeping it open. Okay, let's just take a minute break. I'll just use the restroom, have something, and then we'll catch up. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Hello.
Hey Karthik,
Yeah. Hi.
all okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. One second. Yes, Karthik. So the next thing we are going to talk about today is user persona. So we've already categorized the users. User could be customer, user could be an evaluator, okay? User could be a potential, okay? Now we have to determine what is a user persona, okay?
Mm. Okay.
User persona. First, I will tell you what all a user persona will be used for, okay? Then you will understand what is a user persona, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So you develop products, right? You are a developer, right?
Yes.
So how do you get your requirements?
Uh, we get our requirements through like in the form of BRD or document of understanding.
Okay. Do you get user stories also?
Yes.
User stories, what they would have written? As a user, I should be able to do this
Yes.
functionality and I should
Yes.
be able to see this result.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
That is how it will be written. So they
Yes.
would be mentioning as a user, right?
Yes.
So that user for whom you are actually creating the requirements, for whom, taking a step back, for whom you are creating your product, taking another step back, for whom based on which you strategize your product in your organization, or you strategize your product's vision. Okay.
Yes.
Taking a step back, that user whom you are identifying, they have a need or a problem that you could solve.
Yes.
So all this is the user, right? So user persona is a representation of that user segment. Okay. So in what whomever you're targeting, for whomever you're building a product, a representation or a fictional character which represents that particular uh, target customer whom or target customer group segment that you're targeting, that is your user persona. Understood?
Okay.
So let me give you the actual definition. A research-based, semi-fictional representation of your ideal user, capturing their goals, behaviors, motivation, frustrations, and context of use.
Okay.
So now, when you are doing your exercise of identifying the business problems for the user,
Yes.
okay, instead of identifying, hey, consider any customer, okay, hmm, and for all customers, what problems that might be there. Instead of that, what we will do is we will take a character and keep him as a reference for all those customers, okay, end customers.
Okay.
So this user persona will be defined like a real person itself. Okay. What you will do is you will define, uh, consider Zoom product. Okay. In
Okay.
that, let's take B2C segment. Okay. Let's take, it is used by a lot of instructors for giving classes. Is a customer. In that, let's take one person. So you will define that person, you will define everything about that person. So that one person is a representative. It's like a class leader, class monitor for all the class students. If you address him, it means you're addressing all those people. Okay. So if you addressed one person you take as an instructor, you're you should define his characters in such a way that you have to, every instructor's problems will be solved if you solve this guy's problem. Okay.
Okay.
So how you will define a user persona is you will gather information, because first you should know what is the market, you should know what is the market segment, in that market segment which user you are targeting. Correct? Are you trying to make your product better for your existing customers? Are you trying to enhance something in your product for an evaluator to become a customer? Are you creating something in your product that will make a potential start evaluating your product? For example, nobody would have used Perplexity until 2 months back. When Airtel started giving Perplexity as a free for 1 year with Airtel, people started getting curious, and they already had a need for AI, but they never used. But when it was coming for free, people thought, okay, why not? So what they did, they made their not even evaluators, they made their potential a customer.
Customer. Yeah. Right.
Correct. So that way, when they wanted to define somebody or define a potential, they would have defined like, so say Karthik Gupta, age 24, user of Airtel. Right now he's using Gemini. Okay, or right now he's not using any AI applications. Okay, he is working in IT. He is working as a developer. He will need AI for writing emails, searching code, or helping with coding and everything. Okay. define that about a person. Okay. Once you define that, that is your user persona. So, uh, in product terms, how we will talk is we'll talk like, hey, did you write that requirement for Karthik? Or like, did you write that for that particular persona? We will do positioning. For that particular persona, you'll do a strategy. Because if somebody is already using Gemini or ChatGPT, you making them a customer of yours. So basically, they're already customers, but they're competitor customers. You making them your own customer, you will have to follow a different strategy. Correct? You will not follow the same strategy you use for making a potential into a customer or a competitor's customer into your customer. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Different strategies. Like, take a simple example. Somebody who is not at all eating any noodles, making them start eating Maggi noodles is a different strategy. You have to convince them Maggi noodles is good to eat. You have to tell them you can make it sooner and all those. Say somebody is using Ippy noodles. Converting them into Maggi noodles requires a total different strategy. You have to convince
Mhm.
them it is tastier than Ippy, it is healthier than Ippy. So the product strategy you use for converting a potential into a user and a competitor's customer into your customer is totally different.
Yeah, right.
So when you define an user which represents a potential, you will define like somebody. Say, let's take Ashutosh. Ashutosh is somebody who eats bel puri or like vada pav for evening snack. Okay, he is 30 years old. He is a male. He lives in Jaipur. Okay, and he has like an ectomorph body, or he is a fitness person. All these you will be defining about him. Okay, so user persona is nothing but defining what a person is. That will represent an entire community which you are trying to serve. When I say community, it's a market segment,
Yeah, right.
a target audience which you are trying to cater for. But when you're trying to create a user persona for somebody who's using EP now, you will define like, hey, this is Shakti Narayana Raj. Okay, he is 37 years old. He has evening snacks every day around 4:30. So he has EP snacks because he likes the spicy flavor. Okay, and he buys it because it is easily available in his kirana store, which is right downstairs. So for that person, you will have to make the easy accessible of your product. If Maggie is also there, one day he might purchase Maggie. Okay. And if there is something that unique differentiator which says, for him, he just needs to have a noodle. Okay. EP is available in the downside shop. He's buying EP noodles. Okay. But if he is able to find Maggie, and he should find a benefit. Maggie now comes in atta,
Mm.
not maida. That will be a key benefiting factor for him. He'll be like, okay, I'm not eating maida, just atta should be better for my health. Okay. Or they reduce the price. Maggie is like 8 rupees. EP is like 12, 10 rupees. Something they are doing.
Yeah.
Target that particular customer. So for that, you have to identify which customer you are using. So by identifying which customer you are doing, you will identify what the strategy should be for him. Okay. And you will be able to write requirements for that particular user. Okay. Hmm. Because mm, take it any application. Tell me one application which you use
Yeah, like what kind of application?
in your office. Some application that you use.
Yeah, any desk.
Any desk for creating tickets.
Yes.
Correct. When you have any issues. So when I write user stories for you as a user, I will be writing like as a user, which is for Karthik. Okay, as a user, he should be able to create a ticket for his support issues or for his laptop issues or for his service requests. Okay, the user should be able to click on create request. The user should be able to enter the details in the following screen elements fields. The user should be able to click on submit or save for later. The user should get a notification on submitting a new ticket. This is how I'll write a user story for you. When you raise a request, it will go for somebody, right? Admin desk, correct? You raise a support ticket for laptop repair or laptop replacement. It will go to an IT admin place. For him, he is not creating ticket. For him, I will write a use case like user story, right? As a admin user, I should be able to view the tickets which are newly raised and assigned to me. So I should be able to open the dashboard. I should be able to view the newly assigned ticket in my dashboard. I should be able to click on that service request number and view all the details for that particular ticket. I should be able to now change the status of the ticket. Once he is opening it, he will change it to in progress and he will start doing the work. After completion, I should be able to complete it from my end. And then again, there will be a user story for you. When the ticket gets completed, I should be able to click on ticket successfully completed and closed. He will be able to complete the ticket. You'll be only able to close the ticket. Okay. So you are a user persona who represents all employees who are raising tickets. Okay. Say another person, uh, say Raj, another person called Raj, he is admin. Raj is representing everybody who is an admin user.
Yeah.
So this identification of a user persona is used where all? It's used in product strategy. It's used for product vision. It is used in like direction of your product, how you want it to go, what changes you want to make. It is used even in as small as creating user stories. Correct? Okay. Now I will talk about how to build this user persona. Okay. One is gathering information. Of course, that is the main thing. You have to understand what is the market segment. Are we building it for our existing customers? Are we building it for customers who are our competitors? Are we building it for evaluators? Are we building it for so from that you will take a representative and you will define him. Okay. So for that, what you will do is you will just start giving all informations about the user. You will create simple, just as we I've not given you a sample because I want to do it in front of you. Okay. Karthik, you're able to see my screen?
Yes.
What's your age?
28.
Designation?
Manager.
Role?
Product management.
Huh?
Product management.
Okay. No, I'm asking currently itself. Okay. Your experience, let's say 10 years?
Yeah, 5.
5 years. Your hardware needs. What softwares do you need?
Yeah, as of now, yeah, Microsoft 365, Oracle SQL Developer, yeah, Zoom, AnyDesk. Yeah, WinSCP for server files migration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've created a user persona for Karthik. This will be like a photo. Okay.
Hmm.
So now my Karthik will be my representation for any requirements or strategy or positioning that I will be doing for a sample employee who is a product manager who will be needing laptop, mouse, VoIP, headphones, who will be needing these softwares. Any strategy. So basically, we'll be doing product positioning. Okay, product positioning is making your product suitable for that particular user. There are multiple personas for your product because any desk is not only used by Karthik to raise tickets. Any
Yeah.
desk will be used by Shakti, who's an admin, to solve these tickets.
Yes.
Any desk might be used by your manager, Ashutosh, to approve that his ticket is applicable. You might ask for, say, you might ask for some, what do you call, some application which is not allowed in your office. Okay. It should go
WhatsApp.
to your manager who will say no,
Yeah.
right? Then, so basically, it will go to an admin. Admin will, if some certain things will require approval, certain things will not require approval. Requires approval, he'll route it to the manager. He will approve it, it will come back to him, and then he will install it for you. But it's
Yeah.
not required, manager will reject. So, manager is a user. You are a user. Manager in turn can also be a user like you. Okay.
Yes.
But at the same time, he can also be a approving authority also. So permissions and everything will change. It's called
Yeah.
identity and access management. Okay, it's a different topic. But admin user is a user who will be providing access to you and everything. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to give all those information for an admin user. Okay, Karthik, are we ready?
Yes.
Let's give him a name. Shall we say Ashutosh?
And yeah, admin user. Age, designation,
What
admin.
else?
Yeah, designation, we admin. Yeah, senior manager.
Hmm.
Role. Uh, Now role. Like in role, what should I write exact?
You tell me. Use your imagination.
AnyDesk application support, like AnyDesk application support engineer kind of.
Good. But instead, let's say
IT hardware. Okay.
okay. Next.
Yeah, for experience. Oh,
Why do you need experience for this person? You can have. This is where I wanted to talk about. So okay, say let's see, give experience of 7 years. Okay, then will you mention hardware needs?
no, for hardware needs.
You will not mention software needs. While defining him, you will be defining through other aspects. So these are the characteristics. Whatever I mentioned in the left are the characteristics to define that
Hmm.
user.
Okay.
So how you define for employee will not be the same as defining for admin user.
So like expertise kind of thing.
Good, good, amazing. Loving this, Kishore. Loving this, Karthik. Very good.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like this.
Yes.
What else?
And other than expertise, software. Yeah, communication information, like contact information or something like that. Like it should be a part of user persona or not.
Contact will not be, but
Mm.
you could mention like support. What do you call it?
Generic support ID.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Support shift timings.
Yeah, 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 correct. Okay.
Shift timings. Okay.
Shift timings. Availability. Mm. Okay.
Okay. I think this is you get the essence of it, right?
Yes, yes.
So this is how you define a user persona. So this user persona, you will use it for almost everything.
Okay.
Got it?
Like for every analysis, we have to create a set of user personas.
So there will be multiple user personas also.
Yeah.
In a product, there will be multiple user persona, and you have to strategize for each of those user personas. You have to
Mhm.
create requirements for each of those personas. You have to position your product for each of those personas. That is how you will do.
Yeah.
So user persona is a fictional character that will represent your target customer. Okay, for whom you are going to solve some needs. He is not the entire users for your product. There could be other users for your product also. That is why you have multiple user personas.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
clear?
Yes.
Now you are able to understand what is user persona.
Yes.
So now you have market segment. Market segment, you have users. In users, you will identify
Customer.
one representative for that particular category target customer for whom you are going to build a product, build an enhancement, or like make a change in the strategy or anything, and you will define that person. So now you understand why we discussed about market and market segment and users. Because if you don't understand all those, right, you cannot gather, do the research to identify the user persona. I can simply teach user persona is just a representation. Okay. So any requirement you're doing, consider imagine a guy, he will be your user persona. I can simply teach. Okay. But that does not serve the purpose. You have to understand how it originates from, how you will identify a user persona. Okay. So next we have another 8 minutes. We can, but I have time. So if you have any questions, we can talk and then we can close the class.
Okay. So market segment. Okay, three parts. In three parts, I can divide this particular session: market segment, and user personas. Right? In market segments,
Market segment, users, user persona. User persona is like uh, a, a separate responsibility of a product manager. They will ask you
yeah,
to create a user persona.
like creating a story around our product.
Creating uh, a fictional character for as representative of your user. You will use this user persona to create user journey. Okay, to create user mapping. Okay, for to create user story. That is all. You will use them. Okay, user persona is just a representation of your user,
Users, yeah.
target customer.
Okay, and users, we have three type of users like customer, evaluators, and potential. This is what we got, right? Mass communication, customer segments. And while doing that Zoom example, we like listed multiple segments. Before that, in market as well, we listed multiple points. Like instead of online mass communication, we wrote like student, teachers, corporate, B2B, B2C. This is market. Then in market segment,
No, we defined who are all constitute our market. It could be anybody who uses it, who doesn't use it, but they will anybody who has a need, which we have a product that could solve their need. Okay, they might not be using it, they might be using it temporarily. Anything, all that together is the market. It could be an organization, it could be people in India, it could be anybody. Okay,
okay,
that the segment is B2B is a segment, B2C is a segment. Okay,
content product buyers and users. Okay, okay then. Yeah.
all right. You have any questions, Karthik?
No, not yet. So, like each and every study material is uploaded, or like
I have to upload. I'll upload it
so
tomorrow.
you
By
now
tomorrow, I'll upload it. Okay.
tomorrow. Okay, so you know got to know that from Ashutosh, like how to upload that particular thing.
Got it. That is why I'm asking you time.
Yeah.
I'm new to this, so I need to know how to upload.
So earlier batches you took on like some another platform or what?
No, I was taking for other platforms, other engagement altogether. Okay,
Okay,
for
okay,
Ashutosh, this engagement, I'm just now I started engaging with them.
okay, okay.
This is the less number of people that I'm teaching for. Usually it is more also, yeah. And
Mhm.
I just give them the material. They will upload it. They will make some watermarks and everything and upload it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Right.
that's all. And just discuss, you will discuss with Ashutosh as well, like regarding next weekend uh, inaccuracy, because I am not available.
Oh, next weekend you said you're not available. Right? I totally forgot. I will inform Ashutosh. Okay.
Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am available. From Thursday evening, I'll leave the
Oh, till Wednesday I'm not available. I have.
till Wednesday.
Hmm.
Okay, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, then this week, is
Yeah.
there any assignment as well?
No, user persona is the thing.
Okay, I'll learn
We
up.
did it here itself. Okay.
Okay, so I'll do some more examples regarding that. And if there is any study material, then you can provide me, like I can, while traveling or something like that, I can go through it, and we can take class like next working days, no problem.
Okay.
And is there anything else like we need to discuss?
No, that's it, Karthik.
That's it
In
for
that
me.
case, have a good rest of the evening. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Karthik.